I start the meeting of the Public Works Committee. And okay, our first speaker, Mr. Ron Moss. Delegate? Delegate. Thank you. Could you speak into your mic right there? Just push the button on her.
Electronic devices, I hate them. Is that working now? Okay. My name is Ron Moss. I used to be with JP2G Consultants, but I've been retired now for 2 years. So I'm not responsible for that last bill that came through. I've taken up several volunteer positions since then, and one of them has been with this Ottawa Valley Cycling Active Transportation Alliance. With me I have Pat Crouse, who's a resident of Whitewater Region, and she's going to hand out a little handout here for it. Yes, please. Both of us are associated with the Whitewater Region Active, what do they call it? Active Transportation. Active Living, sorry. Whitewater Region Active Living Group. Yeah, just those.
Yeah.
Yep. And prior to my position on this Ottawa Valley Cycling and Active Transportation Alliance, I was with the Active Transportation Group that worked with the county, and we developed priority routes for the county, and we helped them develop a program where they're what they call hardened shoulders, whereby they pave or surface the shoulders to provide cycling lanes for cyclists in accordance with our active transportation route. This group consists of a bunch of people that are cycling advocates, and we're very interested in bringing together safety, also interested in helping with the environmental issues, as well as infrastructure improvements. We know that these types of groups, Whitewater Active Living, of CATA, many other people from Renfrew County come to Grand Settlement Road area and to cycle. They love the great terrain, the vista, the commercial establishments, and this area is becoming quite popular. Not only Renfrew County, but there's people coming from out of county that come to this area, as well as I understand that people that come rafting also will bring their bikes and actually cycle in that area as well. And of course we know that the rafting people use that road to transport, I'm sure it's people and equipment back and forth, so it's quite busy at some times. And from what I've been told, that some cyclists have been complaining about the safety, and I'm sure that the business people are quite concerned as well. And as we know that you can see from the handout that I gave you, that is pretty well what a cyclist will occupy on the road. So it's roughly 1.2 to 1.5 meter lane. So if there's no paved portion of the road for the cyclist, then the motor vehicle will have to slow down when approaching a vehicle from behind and wait till it's clear before proceeding out into the opposing lane to get it safely around the cyclist. Sometimes get twisty turny hilly roads like the Grand Settlement Road, then it becomes quite difficult, quite unsafe. Our intention here is to try and help support the reduction of conflict, of possibility of injury to cyclists. We are suggesting that Whitewater Region enhance the roadway by taking the gravel portion of the roadway or the shoulder and extending the pavement out in that area to provide safe or more space for cyclists to ride in. Not quite sure what the pavement widths are there or whether the pavement width is correct for the type of traffic that's on the road. But, you know, if at all possible, if the platform could be used to provide some kind of laneway for cyclists, that would be one of the things that we would like to see. And of course, when it comes to surface type, cyclists with the little skinny tires love high-cost bituminous or paved surface. That's the real world. Those guys just love that kind of pavement. But we have worked with the county, and the county has provided paved surface wherever they can. But when they have gravel surfaces or low-cost bituminous or prima double surface treatment, and they can restore that asphalt to that type, they also do the shoulder with that width, and that's quite acceptable with a lot of the cyclists now. One example of this type of roadway is Lookout Road. It was resurfaced about 3 or 4 years ago with prima double surface treatment, and you can see there now that there's a painted line which hopefully cyclists would stay to the right of that and stay off the roadway. But you can also see that the stone float or the loose stone that's on the surface migrates into that area, basically stays there until maybe snowplow wing will brush it off or rain. But right now, that portion of painted laneway is approximately 1 meter wide, and only about half of that is actually usable for cyclists. Question?
Ron, there is a distinct possibility that if we put the double surface treat on, and I guess more to Bill than to you, but we can sweep that additional 0.5 off with sweeper, correct? We wouldn't do that immediately, of course.
No.
We would wait for till spring at least. But that's a possibility, correct?
Normally the county doesn't do that, but I think that for the best part of it, the roads that they do are not as significant as Grand Settlement Road, and they don't have to do that, or at least we haven't run into that yet.
And it's not beyond Whitewater Region to one up the county either.
No. Because of it would be imperative to have. Well, there's my shoulder. Lookout Road. Yeah. It looks.
The picture on the screen is it is Lookout Road where the county undertook the project that Ron was talking about last year. They widened it to 8.4 meters, so they have approximately a meter on the outside of the white line there for a hardened surface. So just to give you an idea, I took some pictures the other day because I knew this was coming up, so I wanted to back Ron up.
Yeah,
You can see there is quite a bit of room there for a cyclist to have a hardened spot if a car does come that they, you know, everyone can safely meet.
Yes, I guess the main thing is that this road is not as busy as Grand Settlement Road, so a cyclist in that lane, if a car's approaching from behind, they still have to go out a little bit out and across the center line to get around the vehicle, or the cyclist, but it is better Yeah, that's the stone float that's on the left there. There's still some surface, hard surface underneath there yet.
Bill, are we going to be doing that on the Grand Settlement Road?
That's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Okay.
You see, the other concern is that I know that there is some of Grand Settlement Road, and I did a measurement myself, that the lanes are only 3 meters wide before you get to the grass portion. So you've got 6 meters of driving surface. And then as you get closer to the rafting people, it widens out to about 7 meters, I believe. But you still can't see the shoulders because it's all so you can go with the platform. If it's possible to get a meter, or roughly that would be pretty good. Right now we're dealing with MTO and Highway 17, and they're only giving us a half a meter. So you can imagine a transport truck going by you at 110, 105 right there. And I think that's our request. Hopefully, if there's any other way we can go out with this. I know this Grand Settlement Road is going to connect up to Wheat Pine. The county is presently hardening those shoulders this summer. And that's all part of the long-term plan that we have, is to try and get cyclists off Highway 17, where they just arbitrarily came along and just put the bubble strip there. And cyclists now have to bike out on the drift portion. And at least we've got to add a little bit there now.
Mayor Johnson.
Now, are you suggesting that we immediately see if we can put the white line on the outside to allow bike traffic by the tours this year? Next year. It would have to be next year. We don't have a budget for it.
I would think you might want to wait until after the Easter holiday.
That's old down there, right?
Oh,
What we're doing right now is from Foss Road to Powers Road, right?
Yep.
And that's all acceptable, but you were saying it widened out. I was wondering if you were hoping that we were going to put a line on the present road. If that's not an intention, then that's fine. I just wanted to clarify that. Yeah, you're only going to get a half a meter. Darrell has to go by us.
Constable.
I'm not sure where this.
No, he's just making the beat.
I'm not
Sorry, Darrell.
quite sure where the surface width changed, but I'm pretty sure it's a 6 meter wide surface that widens it. Yeah.
Councillor Olmsted.
Ron, is your group, you have the capability, I don't know the size of it, I've never heard of OEC, ATA, but active transportation now seems to be very important in planning, both at the provincial, county, and municipal levels. So does your group have the ability to research funding opportunities or grants, or I'm hearing that there is going to be funding available. I haven't seen it yet. I don't. Staff's under a lot of pressure here now to get the data routine done. So, any direction that you can point us to that would help with any kind of funding initiative would really be beneficial. Like I say, the active transportation seems to be the way that both the federal and provincial governments are really pushing trails and stations. So keep your eye out or steer us in the right direction to these opportunities.
I know that in the past,
Councillor Jackson?
There is an actual difference between designating that particular lane to active transportation as opposed to hardened surface, correct? Like with an active transportation, you actually sign it to say that it's a bicycle lane and walking, and there are different requirements when you do that. Is that correct for maintenance? Because your potholes have to be addressed, the side of the road deteriorating has to be addressed because it has to remain a certain width. But if you harden surface, the shoulder, then and don't designate it as active transportation, then there is no further other than the road surface maintenance issues, correct? The other thing is, I think that's important to note, is as of July 1st this year, all drivers have to give bicyclists 1.5 meters of space. So irregardless, it says 1.5 meters of space when passing on roads where the speed limit is more than 50 kilometers. If the speed limit is less than 50 kilometers or less, drivers must give cyclists a 1 meter berth. So that is as of July 1st, so everybody should take note of that. So they have to move over or they will get fined and should get fined because there's been too many close incidents. But I think by giving a hardened surface rather than, and similar to the policy that's been passed by the County of Renfrew, perhaps maybe in the fall or throughout the winter, once we get this started with Grant Settlement Road, and I'm really glad we've identified a road that did use what I called hardship, and I know it's called something else, but the county has done that road and gave us an example of a road that is successful for bicyclists, because to pave all of Grant Settlement Road is going to be too costly, but to certainly tar and chip them would be more beneficial to the taxpayer and as well to the bicyclists. So I'm in favor of that kind of move, but I also think that we need to do a policy that states what that hardened path or shoulder is for, and similar to the county or somebody else, that why recreate the wheel when the wheel has been created, and move forward and kind of come up with a plan as to what other roads through, I think, discussions with your group, what other roads would be beneficial to also plan for that moving forward as we start replacing roads. Yeah, unfortunately right now we didn't budget for that one, but we have considered the Grant Settlement Road. That certainly was in discussion, but Government Road wasn't. But I agree, it certainly would be a nice road to do as well. You can certainly do a nice loop there.
I'd just like to get the dust off it.
Yeah,
Cheaper and less nice.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it's important to get the actual input of the people that actually will use the roads or use the roads. There is a group out of the West Meath area that also runs bicycling, and I don't know if it's the same group, but they were here and did a presentation. Orca, yes. It would be very helpful to get the input from them to see what roads are beneficial, just so that we can decide and move forward with that. But that's certainly a project that perhaps could happen over the winter time.
Councillor McLaughlin?
I'll direct this to Ron. You spoke something about you worked on a project with the county to get these bicycle lanes direct our staff in applying for these grants to get this done because I travel that road every day and yeah, there's some bad corners there and there is a lot of traffic on it. It's not only bicyclers, there was people out with their ski poles, they're out jogging, they're out doing horseback riding, all on the Grant Settlement Road. They're there constantly. So I totally agree with you. I just have to try and find some way to find some funding and to help our municipality to do these projects. I'm totally in favor of getting it done. When I heard that, I thought of you when you directed.
Councillor Olmsted?
Sorry, and I know we're getting late on the subject. Just for interest sake, have you ever been to Scandinavia? Finland or Sweden? So I just returned from there last week, and to give you an idea of what can be done, every road over there, so every single road over there has a separate bike lane. So every single road in the country, every street, every highway, every county road has a bike lane that is separate from the roadway. So you have the natural roadway, and then you actually have a paved, they're all paved, and not one area do you actually cross a road. So if you need to make a left turn onto another road, there's actually a tunnel. The tunnel's going underneath roads onto the next bike lane. So we travel over there during rush hour almost every day, and there are no vehicles on the roads over there. Everybody is bicycling over there, biking or walking. So we were in Stockholm, we were in Helsinki. There are no vehicles, virtually no vehicles on the roads over there. They've got it figured out. Everybody is biking. So I think we have a good opportunity in Renfrew County to kind of step it up in the Whitewater region to separate ourselves a bit. So you can just imagine the amount of tourism that comes to those places. They bring their bikes and they're gone. They go hundreds and hundreds of kilometers to travel, hotels, hospitals. I think it's a real opportunity in front of us here.
Did you happen to find out where they got their funding?
Well, they are also the two most expensive places in the world to live.
Councillor Jackson?
I would agree that the road networking over there is above and beyond what North America will ever achieve in the next 50 years to 100 years. It's amazing. There is no bicycle lanes though up in the mountains, I can tell you that. But I just Googled and there is transportation sector funding for Green Municipal Fund under the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. But as well as I would suggest contacting the county gentlemen to find out where they got their funding, and they're really good at sharing information to lower tier municipalities, and certainly are more than happy to help out, because I think in the end the more applications that come from a certain area, the more grants you're going to get. So it's not like we're competing against them necessarily. So they're more than happy to tell you and help you. I would recommend staff look into that.
Ron?
The county.
Just to throw something else into the mix here, the county has asked us to support them with the CP rail line and hopefully the CN rail as well, because those are two rail lines that run through the Whitewater region. I think CP does.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Through Cobden and
Yeah.
But and the CN is a big one for the snowmobile, that's for sure. But that would also help the cycling crowd